Two. Okay, Michelle's big announcement is I'm leaving the code review team on Monday. I will officially transfer over to manage, and Matt is going to take over as acting EM for code review on Monday as well. But I've done this before with Sean not that long ago, and I did it before that with Marin as well. And I think both of those times, those transition periods went very smoothly. So I'm working with Matt this week to make sure the transition is super smooth and nobody should notice too much. Of course, there will be a learning curve for Matt, but I'm also going to keep in touch with Matt and anything he needs as well. So I'm still going to be available. But I guess first, any questions or concerns from anybody about that? Hey, Sarah. Sarah's on the call. Congratulations to Sarah.
Thank you. And congratulations to you, Michelle.
Thank you.
Congrats, Michelle. I'm concerned about you leaving, but I'm happy for you.
Well, no need to be concerned about that. Like I said, Matt is going to do great. He's had at least 3 teams that I'm aware of, and they've all given him great feedback. But my biggest question to everyone, and you still all have a few days to think about this, is what do you need me to wrap up this week before Monday? And if you have anything, put it in the agenda, that would be great. But if not, just sit on it and think about it and send me a Slack message.
Michelle, I have a question. Do you think it'd be worth having a session, the 3 of us, just to talk about engineering things that we have been talking? And it's kind of like a shared knowledge and things you already know instinctively that we have in the plan, and it could be useful to have front end as well there. Or are you good in just doing the handover with Matt? Did I say Sean? Matt.
It's really up to you if that would make you feel more comfortable. He's got a huge handover document that I'm meeting with him about today. And of course, it goes over the large MRs, which is a huge part of what's coming up, as well as a lot of the stuff that I'm doing behind the scenes in terms of performance and infrastructure and all of those things. So
would you mind? So maybe suffice to just share that document with me and I'll take a look and see if there's any gaps. Because then I can pick up with Matt if anything's missing.
Okay, that sounds good.
If it's not private, but
yeah, I was just about to say, I think, but that's okay. I can, some of it is fine. So
if it's staff related, then definitely I understand and we can do that on a separate call. No worries.
Okay, cool.
Yes, sad to see you go, but very excited for you and for Manage.
Boo. I'm very happy for you. Congratulations, Michelle. And I think it's always sad, of course, but at the same time, these changes help us reflect and look at things in a different way. So I hope that you can do that for Manage, and Matt will do that for us coming in and looking things with new eyes could be helpful. So congratulations. And yeah, you're still going to be pinged in a lot of things, so you're not going to get rid of us.
All right.
Okay,
I think Michael, you've got the next ones.
Yeah, I was wondering, sometimes I get feedback on social around code reviews, if Slack is still the best way to just drop it in there for you. And like, if there is my question would be if there is a different way you prefer, like sharing the feedback or sharing ideas. I can totally continue with flooding Slack, but I was wondering if there is a different issue or something else.
Yeah, for me, sharing in Slack is good because for these cases, I believe that we're looking for timely responses, and maybe people in social media are not so used to asynchronous communication as we are, waiting for people to reply. So I think in Slack is good because if someone's online, they can jump onto it. And if it's something that we can work from, we can always create issues afterwards, and not everything deserves an issue. I think there were guidelines for this in the handbook, but I can't seem to find them.
Okay, that's helpful. Thanks. I think it was one of the, like, it's a negative tweet. So if you open it, it's more like talking about everything is broken. But I think it's a good entry point to say, hey, there is an issue, or maybe you can provide more in-depth feedback, or maybe inviting for even UX research or something like that.
Yeah, one of the things that I personally try to do every week is spend at least 30 minutes looking at mentions from GitLab and merge requests in Twitter specifically. And so I haven't gotten to this tweet yet. So if it comes up, I'll respond to it and see what we can do for them. But thanks for raising this.
Thanks for taking care. I also have the next point. So I was batch applying review suggestions from a blog post, and I have a collision somewhere and I couldn't figure it out. And so I was looking for an issue and couldn't find anyone, but created one now. And I was wondering if I think it could affect multiple people out there or multiple users. And I was wondering how the direction is going with like batch apply suggestions.
I guess that's a question for me. There's no work planned to do anything else with probably batch suggestions, not in the near future. I think if we do anything in the near term, it'd be custom commit messages are still not supported in batch suggestions. So that would be the last sort of piece that we're looking at in suggestions. I honestly haven't seen anyone run across the issue that you have before, but it's also in the code review, explicitly code, not prose, which is where suggestions are heavily used in GitLab. But when you're looking at code review, most people do not actually apply suggestions based on the data that we have. And so we don't run into this as much. Like we see suggestions being offered, but they're not necessarily used in that way. So, so I don't know if it's an interesting bug. I don't know that we'd get to it anytime soon, I guess is maybe the way to think about that.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a bug. I probably would wish that the UX or the error message is more like providing me the action to unselect the colliding suggestion, but probably it's a special use case the way we use it. But it's also an interesting point that our users are maybe not using the feature enough. So I can think about like putting this out in a workshop or promoting this even more. Thanks.
I would actually say that this is a very hard problem to solve once you reach this state of having 54 suggestions in a long file. So maybe we can try to avoid getting them into the situation in the first place by limiting when they're adding a suggestion that collides with anyone that's already in the bundle, in the batch, just not allowing them, just saying that, hey, you cannot add the suggestion because it conflicts with something that's already there, or actually point to the suggestion. I think maybe we can rewrite that issue in that direction. It's still, I'm with Kai. I think this is a very like complex, deep nested experience bug, but I think if we point it in that direction, who knows, maybe some contributor will step up and build it. Yeah, just my thoughts. Pedro, do you have any thoughts on that?
I was writing exactly what you were saying, and so I just added your name +1 at the end of what I was writing.
Oh, good. I wasn't looking at the document. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks. That's really helpful. I will think about updating the issue and moving this into this direction.
thanks for raising this, Michael, and for bringing it to the call.
Right, I have the next point. So I just wanted to check in since we're all here. This is something that came from a IC-led suggestion. We've talked about this as a couple of issues, but Phil just like built this because he needed it. And I've seen a lot of people using plugins and extensions to do this sort of canned responses for issues, merge requests, that sort of thing. And this has been built for a couple of months now, like 5 months. We kind of stalled it because it wasn't exactly how we wanted to have it built. But I just wanted to check, like engineering wise, when you have an IC that is interested in this, they will find the time, they'll work without affecting the deliverables. And since we have the 10% part, this came up in a discussion, and I wasn't entirely sure if we completely abandon this idea. It's not a priority, I know, but I just wanted to get the pulse on this. Is this something that we don't know exactly how we're going to be building it, or is it just missing maybe a UX review? Yeah, anybody has thoughts on this topic? The topic is saved replies for comments. Yeah. Anyone has thoughts?
Just quickly looking at the MR, it looks like it's in Holly's court. I think plan needs, right? Unless we wanted to do this in merge requests only, which I don't necessarily think, right? I think that box is shared everywhere. Then I would say plan needs to review it and sort of sign off on it. It should, like I don't think we treat other group contributions like community contributions, but almost like that, right? Like we just need to get it on their radar enough that they do the reviews. And I can ping Gabe and Holly as well, but I mean, Holly's been pinged in the issue, so.
Right. So maybe it's just a matter of like raising this again with them for their feedback. Okay, and I think it's fine if we get the UX guidance from project management, and then our engineer builds it. So it doesn't really. So we're not asking for prioritization from product, I guess, because we understand this is like not a huge thing on our roadmap, but it would be nice for us to have it in the product, if possible, if acceptable. So will you ping Kai someone or assign reviewer? Yeah, maybe it's just a matter of dropping a comment then. Do you want me to take care of that? Or do you want to go through Gabe?
I'll follow up with Gabe just to pulse check it, but I would say it's also fine to just assign Holly as a reviewer.
Both. Great. I'll assign her. You check in with Gabe. Cool. Thanks. Amy, one of my favorite acronyms.
And you are why I am bringing this up.
Oh, wait. Pedro wanted to say something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
go ahead.
just very quickly. I just wanted to say that I actually love that feature and I would use it a lot. But yeah, given everything that we have in code review, and since we have a team that could also lead this, I would prefer to hand it over to them. Not necessarily in engineering capacity, but because I think this falls very well into that 10% rule or initiative that we have going. So I'm really happy to see Phil doing this. But yeah, those are my thoughts. And I think we need to push for them to take it on and give the proper product and UX guidance.
All right, will do. Thanks, Pedro. All right, Amy.
Cool.
I'll blame it all on me.
No, actually,
You're freezing. Is it just me?
What I'm looking.
You're freezing a little bit. Like that came out garbled.
Almost
Yeah.
no throughput here.
Are you okay, Amy?
She was trying to save the acronym and froze.
There we go. You're back.
Oh, really? Power outage? Oh, you're back. Okay.
Yeah. We had a brownout about 2 minutes ago. Okay.
Cool.
I've been sort of punishing Andre with my technical writer pretending to be a front-end engineer MRs lately. And I would like to expand the group of people who I bother. and everybody else is frozen. This does not bode well.
We can still
We hear you.
see and hear you, though.
Okay, good. Good,
Yeah.
good, good. Sorry, apparently power in Portland is a problem today. I would like to make more friends in that so that I can ask questions about these MRs that I'm creating that blur the line between technical writing and front-end engineering. But I'm very hesitant to bother people. So if you are interested, willing to answer some questions here and there, I would love to spread these out because Andre's been answering a lot of questions and I still want him to speak to me 2 milestones from now.
I'll always talk to you, Amy. It's fine.
Yeah, you say that.
You say that now. No, I was thinking maybe, so it might be off my working hours and for you not to be blocked. I think one suggestion would be to drop in through our amazingly named, I hope that I'm called, is this correct?
Front end channel?
It's not, so it's the create source code front end teams channel. It's basically my direct reports and whoever is there online, we have a good span of time zones. And yeah, we have Tomasz on the call. So just drop in there and ask for help. Hey, anyone around that can help me? And I'll pass along the message that for you to be expected and to be treated well.
Yeah, after that MR on Friday.
Right.
Right.
So yeah, so that's because something that me and Tommy already talked about, some things that would not have visibility when we change the front end and the code. We break some things on QA. It's like sort of something we're working on to improve, but it fools everyone. Is definitely not a wait. What's the acronym? I'm not a front end engineer case. But yes, but please reach out to the team. They'll be glad to help.
Okay. Spoiler alert. Turn on a screen reader and go to our docs or our application. You'll have your first MR open within about 15 seconds.
My God. Which screen reader are you using?
VoiceOver on Mac. That was
very,
the only one I
very
had.
popular. It's very popular. Yeah.
It's not a good experience.
We know. We at one of the contributes in Cape Town. No, in Cape Town, we had a session where we used some glasses like that would blind you, and using the website using the screen reader, and we did several front-end engineers do that, and it was humbling. Yeah, we know there's trouble.
Yeah, cool. Okay, well, thank you for the help. That's
yes, very
all
welcome.
I need
Thank
now.
you. Cool. Anything else? I wanted to welcome Sarah. I don't want to put you on the spot, but I saw the announcement on LinkedIn, so I know why you're here. Welcome. Is there anything you want to say to the group? Anything that we can help? Anything at all?
Thank you for the welcome. I appreciate it. And you put a coffee chat on my calendar, so I also appreciate that. I'm just here to listen and observe and try to get up to speed on the 4 groups in the create stage. If there's something particularly interesting about the team, something you're working on, an opportunity, if you want to CC me in your team channel, I feel like that'd be a good way for me to continue to learn and then also not to inconvenience everybody else's actions, and I can follow along in that channel. So thank you for the welcome.
Yeah, I invite you to check the Create Team Day that it's coming up in like next month, I think, if I'm not mistaken. May. It's a big party we throw every 2 months. So yeah, you'll get the details later. Cool. Anything else? It's a full house today. I like it. All right, then if that's it, we get 9 minutes back. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye.